What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Final Pick Podcast. I am your host, Zachary, and I'm here as always with my co-host to the side of me.
What's up, guys? It's Van.
And we had some breaking news today in the NBA world. Utah Jazz guard Donovan Mitchell has been traded to the Cleveland Cavaliers for a package that involves a Colin Sexton signing trade, got 4 years, $72 million, Laurie Markkinen, Achia Baji, and 3 unprotected first-round picks, including 2 pick swaps. That's one heck of a trade, if I had to say. We were just kind of talking about this a little bit before. I don't think it's a terrible return for the Jazz. You kind of think a little bit differently. What do you think overall about the trade?
I think it all depends on Agbaji. Let's be completely honest. Agbaji has upside. We both agreed on this pre-draft. He's got upside, no doubt. But if let's just say he becomes a role player, you basically traded Donovan Mitchell for Sexton, who's coming off a torn ACL, his first serious injury. Not only that, you're paying him $18 million for the next 4 years, equaling $72 million. And then you're getting Markkinen, which, let's be honest, he was in the trade because it would match the salary cap. So it's basically, if Agbaji busts, they basically traded Donovan Mitchell, an all-star for the last 3 years, for 3 first-round picks, which are question marks. And they're all the Cavaliers picks, correct?
I believe so, yeah.
And they're a good team now. They're a very good team that's going to be in the playoffs every year, most likely. I just didn't see the point. I feel like if you're going to trade Donovan Mitchell, you'd want a surefire piece for the future. Agbaji could be that, but it's complete risk. I don't understand why they wouldn't just trade for somebody that's a surefire.
Yeah, and I just want to bring this up because I didn't want to interrupt you, but Woj just tweeted at the beginning of July, I guess it's pre-Gobert trade, when the Jazz started talking with the New York Knicks. Besides, everybody thought he was going to New York, right? Everyone thought
I never did.
I personally believed he did. He was going to. But the Jazz declined a trade offer of R.J. Barrett, Obi Toppin, Mitchell Robinson, and 3 unprotected picks.
I don't believe that.
I mean,
I don't believe that. Dude. I don't care.
I don't believe someone who I think has a lot of credibility to his name, but we did hear that about a week ago, I believe on Monday, the Utah Jazz declined a trade offer of R.J. Barrett, Emmanuel Quickly, and 2 first-round picks. They basically said, we want an extra first-round pick and some pick swaps. The Knicks weren't willing to do that, so they signed RJ to that extension, and this led to this trade today. But personally, I mean, Sexton, it depends how he comes back from his injury, right? Colin Sexton was a good player before injury. He was averaging, I want to say he averaged like 24 points per game his last healthy season with the Cavaliers, which is pretty damn good. And then you go ahead, you add Baji, which I kind of said was a sleeper guy I liked in the draft. And Laurie Markkinen, he's a solid guy. He could shoot. It's not really going to do much for you. He's kind of a filler contract in this trade. But overall, I think you could have done a lot worse. Now, I probably would have preferred a trade with the Knicks, but they weren't really willing to offer a lot of their picks. So I get why you go with the Cavs trade.
The Knicks are lucky. Because I can tell you exactly what happened. If that's true, if that tweet that Woj just tweeted is a fact, here's what happened. The Gobert trade happened, right? Beginning of July. Oh, everybody's on the market. Donovan Mitchell. They said they didn't know if they wanted to trade him. They want to build around him. Remember, they said that. They want an all-star in Utah, all that bullshit. I didn't believe that from the get-go. But they offered him R.J. Barrett, which I believe they offered him R.J. Barrett quickly in 2 first-rounders. That seems like something that's kind of fair. But I won't believe the Mitchell Robinson 3 first-rounders quickly and Barrett. I won't believe that. But they realized that the market started slowing down because that Gobert trade was completely fucked, completely one-sided. They realized that, and I think they panicked with the Cavs after R.J. Barrett got that extension. I think happened.
I will say, Mitchell Robinson, if I'm not mistaken, was a free agent this offseason, so that would have had to have been in the form of sign and trade.
No,
right?
It would have been. Yeah,
so
make the contracts work.
So, in a sense, you're trading Mitchell Robinson, which I'm not considering much of an asset in the sense because he was a free agent at the time. But R.J. Barrett, Obi Toppin, 3 first-round picks, that's very reasonable, right? That's very reasonable.
They should have took that right away. In my opinion, if I'm the Jazz, if I'm getting 3 first-round picks offered as well as R.J. Barrett or Tyler Hero, which was the 2 guys that were in rotation in talks, quote-unquote in talks, I would have took that shit instantly because RJ Barrett's going to be good. Let's just be honest.
I
He's
love
gotten
RJ.
better and better. I love RJ Barrett. He's a defender than Donovan. He's not a great defender, but that's because Donovan's just a bad defender. And then you get 3 first-round picks and quickly. I think they're fucking stupid for declining that in the first place. And I think they were thinking, they're always thinking that trade was going to be on the table. Remember the trade that was offered a few weeks ago? It was like Fournier, all these role players, and 5 first-round picks or some shit.
It was Grimes involved with it, right?
Yeah, who cares about Quentin Grimes? He hasn't proven anything yet. Like I think when RJ Barrett got extended, the Jazz started panicking a little bit, and they're like, "Fuck, man, we got to get something." Like the value definitely declined, but the fact that they got offered RJ Barrett 3 first-round picks and they declined that makes a rare occasion of Danny Ainge looking bad. He doesn't look bad often, but he looked bad there.
I really don't think it's that bad of return. Also, here's the one thing, right? It's like
I don't think it's a terrible
trade. Like, is that thing that gets me though? Is he didn't request a trade? You didn't have to trade him. They kind of felt they had to trade him, and I mean, they got a lot of picks. Picks are kind of valued in my opinion, but they got a lot of picks.
But 2 of them are swaps. It's not even anything.
Yeah, but they get 3 unprotected picks. They're also down the future now, in my opinion. If this Cavs core stays together. Because, I mean, Donovan Mitchell is a free agent 3 years. Who knows if he actually wants to play in Cleveland.
And guess what? But they have their next 3 first-round picks. Donovan Mitchell will be there.
I don't think so. Because I believe the Pacers have their first-round pick this year, if I'm not mistaken.
Do you think Donovan Mitchell is going to be an Oladipo scenario where he gets traded after being an all-star, he's an amazing player, and then just continues to get moved?
No, I don't think so.
Then that pick's going to be – it's not going to be in the lottery. Like, I really do think they fucking fumbled the bag. Like, completely. Like, if Donovan Mitchell went to the Knicks and you got RJ Barrett and it's Brunson and Donovan Mitchell running the court, they're going to lose a lot of games. I don't think they make the playoffs, to be completely honest. They got worse than the Jazz, in my opinion.
The one concern I have with the Cavs, though, is Garland and Mitchell are both very small, right? And, I mean, Donovan Mitchell, I mean, he was one of the 3 worst defenders in the NBA last year. He could not defend nothing for shit.
That's why I don't think Pat Riley was in on him. I really don't.
I don't know, but I mean, with Mitchell and Garland, 2 6'1" guys, now they have Jared Allen and Evan Mobley behind them, right, to protect the paint. So it's definitely going to help.
Great defender.
Yeah, Coro's a great perimeter defender, so they're going to have some help defensively.
Yeah,
but I mean, Donovan Mitchell was not a bad defender in college, right? Like, but that is college.
It's
That's
college,
like 5-6 years ago.
Yeah,
but
and none of those guys are in the league.
But he is athletic enough that he should be able to defend. He shouldn't be considered one of the worst defenders in the NBA. He shouldn't, just based off that athletic profile.
Well, let me just say that Tyler Hero's a better defender than him, and that's saying a lot because he's not a good defender. He's not a good defender.
All right,
he's
but
gotten better every year. But
it's the fact that maybe the Jazz told him, hey, you can take possessions off because you're scoring 25, 30 points a night for us. That could be a situation. But if they can get him to buy in defensively, because, like I said, there's no reason he shouldn't be a decent defender just based off his athletic profile. If he could be a decent perimeter defender with Okoro helping defend with Allen and Mobley down low, like the Cavs are going to be scary for years. They got 4 current or future All-Stars, either 25 years or younger, which we'll get into 25 years younger in a little bit, but that is scary. Like, the question: do the Cavaliers have the best young core in the NBA right now?
Young core?
Yeah, like
probably.
Overall core.
It's there. It's there. There was some teams where when I was making this list today that we're about to talk about, there was a lot of teams where they have like a lot of guys that have potential to become that young core. The teams were the Pistons with Jaden Ivey, Bay, Stewart, Cunningham. They're not quite there yet, but they're still all young. Bagley as well, who's still 23, which is fucking insane. And then the Magic, who have Anthony, Fultz, Suggs, Hampton, Wagner, Isaac, Carter, Bamba. Like they have a lot of young guys.
Between those teams and the Cavs is the Cavs have proven.
No, for sure.
Like, because saying. Like the Pistons, right? Cade, I mean, he was only a rookie, but he looks really good, really promising. The other guys haven't really proven anything yet.
Sadiq Bey is pretty solid.
Sadiq Bey's good, but he's not going to be as good in my opinion as any of the 4 guys in the Cavs.
Oh no.
And you look at the Magic, none of those guys are really proven. Like, they're solid. Like, Franz Wagner is very underrated, right?
Yeah,
and they have some solid guys. Paolo looks is going to be good, but none of them have proven themselves. And also, I mean, like like I said, the age. Like Donovan Mitchell turns 26 in like a week. Evan Mobley was just a rookie last year. Garland and Jared Allen are like 23, 24. Like it's just absolutely insane. They can all play together. They seem like they can mesh well together. Like it's going to be scary. It's like
no, it Cavs, is. I agree. If they keep, my bad. Go ahead.
I'm saying the Cavs are definitely going to be contending for championships if they stay together in a few years. Like they're going to be really damn good.
If Mobley turns out how we think Mobley's going to turn out, yes. Like it's going to be dangerous. But here's the thing. I have a question for you. Do you think they're going to start LeVert at the 3 or Okoro and then LeVert off the bench?
I think Okoro.
I think they should because they need defense. So LeVert's going to be more scoring off the bench with Rubio and who else they got there? Kevin Love. Fuck, dude. They're deep.
That's a very good eight-man rotation. Rubio
I said, do you remember last year? I said the Cavs are very underrated.
I mean,
they looked great, but like before the season started, I was like, yo, Cavs look nice on paper, bro. Like, but they just got better, and I applaud the Cavs. They fucking robbed the Jazz. I don't care.
They make the playoffs last year if they don't get all those injuries. And that's the kind of the crazy thing. They probably don't even they were not even in playing territory before the injuries. Like that's how good they were playing last year. Then you added Donovan.
They were like 3 or 4, yeah.
They have a lot of potential. And I mean, the crazy thing is we were watching the Miami Pro League stuff, right? And you see Bam, Donovan, people are chanting Miami, the Miami Pro League. People forget Darius Garland was the point guard of one of those games.
Dude, that has nothing to do with it.
He was the one recruiting. People died.
No recruiting. Donovan has no say in this. It's different from Durant.
Hey, I mean, he ended up
the best player in the NBA. It's not a Donovan thing. And trust me, fucking if there's one player that does not give a fuck if you like your home, it's Danny Ainge. He doesn't give a fuck. He doesn't have to ask you for permission. He'll send you wherever he wants, wherever he gets the value. He didn't care. He did with IT, which, don't get me wrong, was a great trade because Danny Ainge is a fucking good GM. Make no mistake about it. He just doesn't have connections. Like, he doesn't make connections with players. I don't care what you say about it. He does not care if you offer him a good deal, he'll trade you.
Do you remember when everybody was like the Celtics are the king of almost trading for someone? Almost got Anthony Davis. Almost got Paul George.
Because they're in everything. Ainge doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah, but I'm saying you were saying that what's the exact words you said? I forget exactly what you said, but
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah. But basically, they get close to trades, but they don't end up making the trades a lot of time because you're saying that he doesn't care where he's sending you to, right?
Mm-hmm. He doesn't.
But he did make the trade, though. But it's going to be interesting to see what the Jazz do now.
Not that he didn't, though. If he gets outbid, what are you going to do about that? I mean, you can't overpay. Like Danny Ainge he knows what he's doing, but I don't. Like I swear to God, I've seen Danny Ainge make. I'm a Heat fan. I fucking hate Danny Ainge, but he makes good trades. He's good at that. But today, this trade was whack. I don't care. You could have got. Oh, dude, the fact that they got offered RJ Barrett in 3. With Quickly as well, and Toppin, which who gives a fuck about Toppin, but they got bum fucked.
What do you think the Jazz do now? They got 13, I believe, first round picks over the next however many years. They got a lineup right now of Mike Conley, Colin Sexton.
Conley will be gone before the season starts.
Likely be gone. But they got those two as right now. Who else they got? They got Bogdanovich still. They also got Lauri Markkanen. So that might be the starting five right there with Walker Kessler at center next to Markkanen, Bogdanovich, Sexton, and Conley. Now, they're going to try to trade Conley. They're going to try to trade
Vanderbilt, Beasley.
They're going to try to trade Jordan Clarkson as well. So they're probably going to get more picks. And it'll be interesting to see what they do from here. But they're definitely going for a rebuild, but the team that they have at this second, now I forget who they got as head coach. I know they just got a new head coach. I forget who it is. But the team as of right now, I'm not going to say it's going to compete for playoffs, but they would be competitive if they keep the team that they have as of this moment. So it'll be interesting to see what they do. They maybe go like an OKC route from CP3. I say I have no player of CP3 caliber, but just try to compete. It'll be interesting to kind of see if they go that route.
Yeah, we'll see. Let's get into this top 10. What are we doing tonight, Zach?
All right, yeah. We are going to be ranking our top 10 young NBA duos. So there is how we consider a player young. they have to be, as of today, September 1st, 2022, either the age 25 or younger. So if you turned 26 yesterday, sorry, can't make the list. Or if you're older than 26, sorry, but you can't make the list, right?
100%.
So I think we go ahead and start at the bottom. We start at 10.
Can we start some honorable mentions?
If you want to do some honorable mentions, you
I want
can.
to do some honorable mentions. I have two that were like last second, couldn't put them in. I have Hunter and John Collins from the Hawks. Yes, those two, because you had to, with the Hawks, you have to put their top two, which tells you something. So they have 4 players under the age of 25. I think that that duo is very good. DeAndre Hunter is very underrated. We both know this. Collins is whatever. And then Cade Cunningham and Sadiq Bey were also my honorable mentions. Just not good enough to make the list yet, but definitely will be in a few years.
All right. I mean, some honorable mentions to me. I mean, I'm just throwing Luka Doncic up there by himself. I don't care who's this duo. He's just that good. I'm throwing him up there in honorable mentions. Right? I feel like you have to. Some other guys, I mean, LaMelo and PJ Washington is an honorable mention.
I have him down there too.
And I mean, maybe the Thunder duo of Shea and Chet Holmgren. We haven't seen Chet play yet, so
couldn't put it because of Chet. But yeah, if Chet was like completely healthy, that'd probably be like my 10 spot, to be honest. Like, I love those guys.
Yeah, just I didn't have any rookies in my list because I just haven't seen them play yet. But without further ado, let's get into it.
I start off with my number 10.
Yeah.
My number 10 is Luka Doncic and Jaden Hardy. Don't care. You said you left him off the list because it's Jaden Hardy. I love Jaden Hardy. We already know about this. He's going to be a bench player. I know. But they have nobody else under 25. Christian Wood is 26. I thought for a second I was about to get blessed there. But Luka Doncic by himself, I don't give a fuck. He's a top 3 player in the NBA. And I like Jaden Hardy enough to put him on the list. So that's why I have them at number 10. It is a little bit of it's not technically a duo, but it is. Players. It is. So I put them at my 10 because it is Luka fucking Doncic.
My number 10 was Cade Cunningham, Sadiq Bey. Cade Cunningham, I absolutely love. I think he's going to be a perennial all-star in the future. I'm very excited to see how he is with the Pistons. And Sadiq Bey, he's a great role player. I think he'd be a little bit better than a role player. But overall, I think they fit together very well. I didn't take too much into account how they mesh together when I'm talking about duos, but these two, I think, do play off each other very well. And I'm just really excited to see how the Pistons look for the next couple years to come.
I am too, man. They're going to be dirty. They're going to be dirty. Like they had, like I said, they had Stewart, they had Bay, they have Ivy, they have Cunningham. Like they're a very good team. And if you look at what their projections of their careers are going to be, that team's going to be stupid. They're going to be in the postseason very soon.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, Cade, I think he's going to be a top 15 player in the NBA before you know it.
He will be. I agree with you on that. Get right into your number 9. Fuck it, since we're already.
My number 9, I have last year's Rookie of the Year, Scotty Barnes and OG Anunoby. Now, I was between OG and Gary Trent, but I think OG's a better player for the duo. But Scotty Barnes is going to be, like Cade, a perennial all-star. I really like his game all around. And OG is one of the best 3-and-D guys in the NBA. He might be a little bit more than a 3 guy with 3-and-D because he can create a shot a little bit. But he's got a lot of potential. Just need to stay healthy. And the Raptors, they got a lot of length on that team. They're the top 2 guys, in my opinion, for the future. Obviously, you got Pascal and Fred VanVleet there right now, but I think these 2 guys are going to overtake them over the next couple of years. So I got them at number 9.
My number 9 is Jamal Murray and Michael Porter Jr. They probably would have been higher if they weren't coming off ACL tears, both of them. I don't know. Actually, Michael Porter Jr. was a back problem, correct?
He had a back problem coming out. I think he still had a back problem.
I think it was a back problem.
An injury.
Well, basically, they're number 9 because of injuries. But besides that, Jamal Murray and Michael Porter Jr., if they're healthy, you know what they are. They're amazing players, an amazing duo that's still under 25. I can't believe Jamal Murray's still under 25. I feel like he's been in the league for a minute. Same thing with Gary Trent. Like, he's 23. I'm like, what the fuck? I saw that today. I'm like, Jesus. Gary Trent's 23 and Kyle Kuzma's 27. That shit blew my mind, dude. So Yeah, at number 9, Jamal Murray and Michael Porter Jr. I hope they're healthy because that team could be deadly. They have the MVP along with them. They draft very well in Christian Brown this year. They could be a very good team. And they have KCP this year, don't they?
Yep, they got KCP.
Yep. They could be a scary team if they're healthy, man.
And let me jump right into my number 8 because I have Jamal Murray and Michael Porter Jr. at my number 8. And injuries, obviously, were a big thing. Jamal Murray, great shot creator. He's had some pretty big playoff moments himself as well. If you remember, just was it the bubble or 2 years ago? Jamal Murray,
the bubble,
both of them going crazy, 50 points a night, something like that. They're going absurd. Yep. And both great fits to Nikola Jokic. Now, Jamal Murray isn't a bad defender. Michael Porter Jr. definitely has some things he lacks on the defensive end, but if he just sees one shot go in, he's just automatic. He can just start firing from everywhere. That guy is an absolute bucket, and he's just got a lot of potential. But I just don't know if I can trust him to be healthy. I just don't really have that trust in him. But I mean, these two next to Jokic is very scary. They should be able to compete not just in the West, but for a championship. Just based on the talent in that team. So number 8 for me, number 9. I mean, they're very good. Just health, injury.
Yeah, let me say this right now. I have a feeling our lists are going to be very, very similar. My number 8 is OG Anunoby and Scotty Barnes. Your number 9. Same thing you said. Both great offensive and defensive players. Both super young. I mean, OG is a little like he's 25 or 24, right?
OG, yeah.
Yeah, and then you have Scotty Barnes, who's 19 and just won Rookie of the Year. They're going to be a problem for the time to come, and they still have those veterans that are there, that Siakam and Van Vliet. When it seems like Siakam's never going anywhere, he got better. He improved from last season this season. Raptors are going to be scary. If Scotty Barnes gets any type better, it's going to be a fucking problem, and that's there's no doubt about it, which just sucks because it just feels like the East is getting so good.
Yeah, and I mean, Scotty Barnes is going to get better. It's not like if he does get better, he is going to get better. That guy's an absolute stud.
Amen.
And I mean, if you do look at the East, like just because you brought it up, I'll just look real quick, right? Like these are. Hold on 1 second. I just want to pull this up real quick. So remember, only 8 teams make the playoffs, 10 teams make the play-in. But between the Heat, Celtics, Bucks, Sixers, Raptors, Bulls, Nets, Hawks, Cavs, like that's 9 teams right there. One of those teams.
So basically, whatever team gets injured.
It could be
what it is.
One of those teams is not going to make the playoffs.
That's crazy.
Absurd. Like that's absolutely absurd.
I have a weird feeling this list is just going to be a bunch of the same shit, and if it's not the same shit, it's going to be like one off. Go ahead, go to your number 7.
My number 7. I feel like you're not going to have number 7. I feel like you're going to have them higher, but I have Bam Adebayo and Tyler Hero at number 7. Bam Adebayo is one of the best defenders in the NBA, one of the best centers in the NBA, and I'm just hoping that he can make a big jump next year in his confidence on the offensive side. We know he has skill and the talent, but we just have to see him go out there and produce. Seems like he has like a mental block sometimes out there in games and doesn't want to shoot the ball. Just let it fly. And then Tyler Hero, he obviously did not the best playoffs, but I expect him to be good next year's average. He averaged 28.7 points per game last year. I expect him to do about the same next year. Hopefully he produces the playoffs, but those two over the next 10 years could be a really good duo.
You must think I am a biased man because I put the Dolphins in the playoffs. Number 7, Tyler Hero and Bam Adebayo. It's going to be the same list, man. Tyler Hero, he's going to be a great player for years to come. He's going to get extended. 1 second. I'm going to have to take a break for a second, but we'll walk with me.
Yeah, so I'm just going to go ahead and talk about my number 6, and then he'll go back to number 7. But my number 6 is Ja Morant, and I don't know who I'm going to put for my number 2, but I think I'm going to go with Jaren Jackson because he is younger. Surprisingly, he's younger than Desmond Bane, but I'm going with Ja and Jaren. Jaren was in the deep point conversation last year. I think he made an all-defensive team, but he is a great rim protector down low. Ja Morant, obviously, one hell of a season. I want to say he made first-team All-NBA, so obviously you make first team All NBA, and you're that young, you're gonna probably have a spot on this list, even though Luca didn't make it. But Jaren Jackson is a very promising young player. He can shoot, he can protect the rim, like I said before, and just the duo between those two is going to be just very good. And the Grizzlies were number 2 seed last year, and with the Desmond Bain as a trio, I mean, they're going to be competing every single year in the West.
All right, man. We have some controversy here, man. So it looks like I have them way higher. My number 6 was Evan Mobley and Darius Garland. It's no longer that, so we got to move them up a little bit. My number 6 is Trae Young and DeJounte Murray. And that's basically just because Trae Young is a solidified stud. He's cold as shit. As much as I hate playing against him because he flops everywhere, he's cold as shit, point blank, period. And the reason why I have him a little teetering 4 to 5 range, put him at 6 because of that trade today. And because of the teams I'll mention a little bit, I just liked him a little bit more, and we haven't seen DeJounte with him. Trae Young, of course. We already talked about how that might not work. So I have them at 6 basically because of just Trae Young. But it does help that he has another all-star at the two guard.
I had number 5, Trae Young, DeJounte Murray. Now, I think Trae Young is a little bit better than John Morant. And I think DeJounte Murray is a little better than Jaren Jackson or Desmond Bain, whichever one you want to put there. I think you can put both of them there and just as well. But you do have to see them play. So that is one thing if you want to take that route. You have to see how they do mesh with each other. But Trae Young, I mean, that man's an offense himself. He's going to put up 25 and 10 consistently. He's just an absolute stud in the offensive end. Now, defensively, we got some other questions, right? Having a backcourt partner like DeJounte Murray should help defensively. Now, I don't love the fit next to each other. I'm just personally not a big fan of the fit because DeJounte Murray does like having the ball in his hands a lot. He's not really a off-ball shooter, creator. And Trae Young really isn't either. He kind of stands around. But if they can get him moving on the offensive end, off the ball, then they could have some potential working next to each other. And we've talked about this before when the trade first happened. If you guys want to go ahead and check back at that podcast. But they do have a lot of potential together, two former All-Stars. And I think that's actually the first duel we have that both players were former All-Stars. So that's why I got him number 5.
All right. So I'm just going to get into my number 5. Devin Booker and DeAndre Ayton. I was making this list when I was making it. I was like not expecting Devin Booker to be 25.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, fuck, that's a big one. But again, I put Devin Booker and DeAndre Ayton mainly because of Devin Booker. DeAndre Ayton, he's a fine center, but he is nothing elite to me. But let's just be honest. Devin Booker is a top 3 shooting guard in the NBA. And this is a little debate I wanted to talk about. I've heard people say Donovan Mitchell is better than Devin Booker.
No.
Don't say that, please. Please don't say that.
Devin Booker is the best shooting guard in the NBA. I mean,
exactly. Paul George, when he's healthy, is considered. But
is he a shooting guard though? Or is
that's
where
he's playing because Kawhi's playing small forward. But Devin Booker, yeah, I agree with you. He's the best shooting guard in the NBA. It's not close. I don't care. It's not even close to Donovan Mitchell. But that's for another debate. But yeah, DeAndre Ayton, Devin Booker, going with Chris Paul. I love that young duo, and it's going to be there for many years to come. And Mikal Bridges is somehow 26.
Yeah, I was expecting to have a duo.
I was not expecting. He's kind of old, bro. Was he like a sophomore or a junior when he drafted? Because he didn't draft that long ago.
He definitely played a couple years at Villanova. So
there you go.
But yeah, I definitely was like, all right, I'll have Mikal Bridges and Ayton somewhere on this list, probably lower. And they're like, oh wait, no, Mikal Bridges older. Oh nope. Devin Booker's that young.
I probably would have put Mikal Bridges in front of DeAndre, to be honest. That's why I was looking. I was like, yo, he's 26.
It would have definitely been the debate I would have had, but I probably would have put Ayton above just because it feels more like a duo, the big wing duo.
Yeah, fair enough. Who's your number 5?
Number 5?
Did I just say number 4?
Yeah, you just said your.
Yeah, my bad. Wait,
my number 4.
I said my number 5.
You said number 5 was Trae Young, DeJounte Murray, but my number 4 was Devin Booker and DeAndre Ayton.
Okay.
So I mean, Devin Booker, like I just said, best shooting guard in the NBA. Don't have too much to talk about. DeAndre Ayton's a top 10 center in the NBA. not top five, but borderline top five ish, I'd say.
Yeah.
But he just got paid some big time money. And I mean, he's just got to work a little bit more in defensive end. He's got to be a bit more consistent in the offensive end. But, when he is down low, he's pretty efficient down there. And I mean, the Suns were number one seed last year for a reason. And Aiden was a pretty big reason for that. He was also a big reason why they made the finals run 2 years ago. Like, he was shooting like an absurd, like 80, 85% from the field going to like one series. Like, he's a stud. He's got all the talent in the world. Just want to see him be more consistent with it. And then we know Devin Booker, he's just a stud.
Yep. I mean, that's why we have him highly ranked. I can't talk tonight. I'm sorry about that. I'm just gonna go to my number 4 because it's somebody already talked, or maybe you didn't talk about it. Donovan Mitchell and Darius Garland. I had them originally at 6. I already
You have
said
Jaw high.
I do have Jaw.
You have the
high.
Grizzlies one high.
I mean, Jaw's kind of different, bro.
Yes, but go ahead and talk about Garland and Mitchell.
Garland and Mitchell. I was debating with the Suns for this one because I do believe Booker's head over heels better than Donovan Mitchell. But if you're asking me, I'm taking Garland over Ayton all day. So that's kind of where it just evened out, and I basically flipped a coin for the 4 and 5 spot. But yeah, no, I put, and of course we have to see them. They're both very short, but let's just be honest, they're both studs. So I can't wait to see that. As much as I hated in the Eastern Conference, I can't wait to see that. It's gonna be fun to watch.
Yeah, my number 3. So because you keep saying one, I have one higher. But my number 3 was Garland and Mitchell. I mean, Garland put himself to be a future star point guard in the NBA. He made his first career All-Star game. Donovan Mitchell, we know what he can do. He's been one of the more consistent, best playoff performers in the NBA. Last year, maybe not best, but just overall throughout his career, has been a very good playoff performer and just a very good player in general. He can get a bucket if you need it. Defensively, we got to see. But one question I have for you is, I mean, if we just didn't have these two, right? You just had Mobley and Jarrett Allen as a duo. They probably make your top 10 still, right? Like, that's just absolutely
No, they
absurd.
weren't in my top 10. I had him as a thing though, because
I'm saying, like, because I know before we said not to have two players.
Yeah, but you said not to have like a player and another player.
Yeah.
Like, of course that's not fair. But if there was like 4 players on a team, I would consider it. Like, that's why I put Cunningham in, or that's why I put Hunter and Collins in the honorable mentions. But
Sure. But I would have had them in my top 10 if I would have done that.
No, I wouldn't have. I take Luka and Jaden Hardy over Allen and Mobley. That's just me. Luka's different.
He is different, but yeah, I mean, just gotta see how they do defensively. But the scoring potential between those two is insane. And we've already talked about the Cavs a lot this pod, but I just want basketball to get back as soon as possible. I know football is around the corner.
Man,
be grateful for that.
Season. Shut up, Zach. It is football season.
But I just want to see this duo. The trade just happened, like, 5 hours ago, whatever. Like, I just need to see this duo, bro. Like, this team's going to be so much fun to watch. Like, if you're on League Pass, this team's going to be
so ungrateful.
So
ungrateful. We have football
a week from today, week 1, and I got this Pittsburgh West Virginia game on my TV right here.
JT Daniels diamond up.
I don't know what's happening right now. I think.
Let me just say this right now. Just by watching that game for like 5 minutes, I'll tell you this: Pittsburgh will not be ranked. Pittsburgh will not be ranked. My number 3 is Ja Morant and Triple J.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if you have them any higher, that might be a problem.
No, I'm not retarded. Let's just be honest. Ja's a bona fide fucking stud, and Triple J is a both side of the ball player. Amazing defender and an amazing offensive player. And I kind of like the 4 and the 1 look. So I love Memphis. They're so fun to watch, and then they have a complement of Desmond Bane and Dylan Brooks. They're a fun team to watch, man. I don't think they're going to do as good as they did last year this season, but it's just Ja Morant's different. Let's just be honest. I thought I was just Morant injury, but he's different, man. His dad gives him something on the sideline. I'm telling you right now, he's different.
You must be a lot higher on Jaren than
I'm not crazy high on Jaren, to be completely honest. It was more just Ja being insane and Jaren being a two-way stud.
Just my opinion, right? Because Ja, I mean, I personally think Booker and Trae Young are better than him at this current moment. And I think that, for example, DeJounte, and I think Aiden also was probably better than Jaren. So that's why I'm kind of surprised.
I take Jaren over DeAndre. I don't care.
you take more DeJounte also, or is it more the fact you
No,
haven't
I'm
seen him play
taking
together
Jaren
yet?
over DeJounte.
Interesting.
If I'm building a team, I'm taking Jaren over DeJounte or DeJounte.
Interesting. All right. I feel like our top two has got to be the same order.
It's got to be the same. So let's just talk about it at the same time.
All right. Number two, the Pelicans duo.
What? No, I'm just fucking with you. Go ahead.
I was about to say, but Brandon Ingram and Zion.
Yep.
I mean, who knows? Maybe if Zion could actually stay healthy, they could potentially fight for number one. But I mean, you have to have a number two. Brandon Ingram is certified bucket getter, and Zion. I mean, he's just special. He's on the court, right? I mean, he obviously could improve defensively a bit. He could work on his shot a bit, but I mean, even with that, right? I mean, he's averaging like 25 points per game the one season he actually played. He's a very good playmaker. Like he was running point guard for them the year he played, and I kind of expect him to play a bit point guard as well when he comes back. CJ McCollum's more of a two. Brandon Ingram at the three. You got Herb Valanciunas. Like the Pelicans could definitely surprise some people this year if Zion is healthy. And like I said, I just want basketball season so we can see these guys play. I'm great for football, but I mean, Zion was so much fun to watch when he played that I just want him to stay healthy and he just got paid, right? And I think he had some incentives to play to earn his money, so it'd be fun to see him back on the court.
No, yeah, I'm definitely excited to put. I never thought I'd ever say this. I'm excited for Pelicans basketball. Like I am. Zion, Bi, Herb Jones, Alvarado, McCollum, dude, Valanciunas, who's severely underrated. They're gonna be fucking good. They're gonna be good, and I don't even have to get into it. Kai just getting a number one because
I mean,
Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum of the Boston Celtics. Fuck Boston, but those guys are bona fide studs. There's nothing else to say. We know what they are. They just got to their first finals. Jaylen Brown thought he would have 5 rings by now, but he doesn't. And there's games where Jaylen Brown can go for 40 and Jason Tatum can go for 25, and vice versa. They're going to be the leaders of that team for the next 10 years to come, unless Boston does some Boston things and trades one of them, which has already been talked about.
I mean, Jason Tatum is a top 10 player in basketball.
He is.
I don't think there's any debate about that at this point. They just made it to the finals. They made it to the East Conference Finals like 3 of the past 4 years, something crazy like that. I mean, and Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown are 2 stars of that team. I mean, they're both bucket getters. I mean, the one thing that, I mean, we've had some dual bucket getters on this list, but nothing to the extent of these 2 guys. And these guys also have the two-way ability. They can both defend your 2 best players on any given night, as long as they're perimeter guys, I should say. But, I mean, there's not much more you can ask for than players of those caliber as your 2 future pieces of your team, right? I mean, the thing is, I'm not going to say Jaylen Brown is better than some of the other guys we've mentioned, but, I mean, he's a top 25 player in basketball. Right? I think that might be fair to say.
If he could tighten his dribble, he could be whatever the fuck he wants.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, the Celtics are going to be very good for the future. I mean, I honestly thought Jason Tatum for some reason or Jaylen Brown was ordered 25. I was like, all right, am I going to have one of those guys, Robert Williams, in my list? But no, they're both still that young, which is absolutely crazy.
Scary.
I mean, to be fair, I should have known. Jason Tatum's still 19. But, I mean, the Celtics are going to be very good, obviously. Because they just made the finals. But you have to have these 2 top duo. You have to. But don't be surprised if Zion takes a big step forward and Ingram takes a step in there in conversation for that top duo.
I think Ingram's hit his peak.
I think he's got another level he can reach. He can be on the same. He could be on the same level or better than Jaylen Brown, if not already.
No, he can't. I'm sorry, he can't. Zion, the sky's the limit for Zion. We know that, but I don't think Bi can reach Jaylen Brown level. Bi is very good. I'm not shitting on Bi. He's obviously been number 2 on this list, but Jaylen Brown, I'm stupidly high on Jaylen Brown. There's 2 players I'm stupidly high on: Jaylen Brown and Anthony Edwards.
Yeah, I was hoping I could have Edwards on this list, but
couldn't. Dude, Towns and Russell are 26. Mm-hmm. It was him and Jared. It was him and
I think it was him and McDaniels.
There was another guy. See if I wrote it down.
But yeah, that is our top 10 list. I'm just going to reiterate my list real quick, the top 10. So my top 10 young duos in the NBA is number 10, Cade Cunningham, Sadiq Bey. 9, Scotty Barnes, Nochi Mandobi. 8, Jamal Murray and Michael Porter Jr. 7, Bam Adebayo and Tyler Hero. 6, John Moran and Jaren Jackson. 5, Trae Young and DeJounte Murray. 4, Devin Booker and DeAndre Ayton. 3, Garland and Donovan Mitchell. 2, Brandon Ingram, Zion Williamson. And number 1, Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown.
All right. And my top 10 young NBA duos, 25 and under. Number 10, Luka Doncic and Jaden Hardy. Number 9, Jamal Murray and Michael Porter Jr. Number 8, OG Anunoby and Scotty Barnes. Number 7, Bam Adebayo and Tyler Hero. Number 6, Trae Young and DeJounte Murray. Number 5, Devin Booker and DeAndre Ayton. Number 4, Darius Garland and Donovan Mitchell. Number 3, John Morant and Jaren Jackson Jr. Number 2, Zion Williamson and Brandon Ingram. And number 1, Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum.
All right, so that's going to be a top 10 list. And we're going to do one more thing. So I haven't really told him what we're doing yet. But if you guys know who King of the Fourth Quarter is on YouTube, he recently did a NBA Logic puzzle quiz on Sporkle. And I thought, you know what? I saw there was an NFL version of it. So I'm like, what about we go ahead and try to do it ourselves? So I'm going to go ahead. And if you guys are listening to it on podcast, you guys aren't going to be able to see this. But if you're on YouTube, you should be able to see my screen. Finn, do you see my screen right now?
I do see your screen, but I've never watched that King of the Fourth Quarter video.
Basically, what's going to happen is we're going to have to fill out all these pieces on this puzzle, and we're going to have clues, right? So once we got the team, it's going to give us a clue. We got to try to get all 32 of these teams, all right?
Okay.
All right, so let's go and play quiz. So A1's the Eagles. My in-state rival is B4. So this got to be the Steelers, right?
Yes. Yeah. Pennsylvania.
Steelers, all right. And then bordering to left of B4 is one of my conference opponents. All right.
Can you read it out for me? Because I cannot see. It's too small.
Yep. Yeah, I'll just zoom in a little bit because you will need to be able to see these. So the pirate-based logos are in this row, just not
Buccaneers.
No, the pirate base is in this, but just not B1. So there's 2 pirate-based logos, I'm guessing.
Yeah, Raiders and Buccaneers.
All right, so if that's not B1, that means the Buccaneers have to be B3, right? Because it said the NFC team's in next to the Steelers.
Yes, so that has to be Buccaneers.
Buccaneers, I spelled that wrong.
Forgot a C, my boy.
Oh, all right, yeah, that makes sense. There we go. No AFC West teams in column 1. So that's not the Raiders in column 1. So Raiders have to be right here. You kind of getting how to do this?
Yes, I've done one of these before.
All right. So G2, the greatest show on turf.
Rams.
Rams?
Yep.
So that's G2. All right, then what's this? All A1 division opponents are in the corners. So
say that again?
All A1, so all Eagles division opponents are in the corners.
Okay.
All right, so just remember that. No Texas teams are in column 4. The team I share a city with is below me. So Chargers. Oh, all right, so let's go back to this. No Texas teams are in column 4. So no Cowboys are in column 4. Okay. So that means Cowboys would be H1, right?
Yes, bottom left.
All right, let's go back to this one right here. E1 is the only team located in the state of New York. So that's the Bills.
Yes, Buffalo.
I feel like a lot of people don't know that the Jets and Giants aren't in New York.
They are not.
So this Cowboys went the bus, played this last game at B1 Stadium, where it's tradition too. So it has to be the Lions or Cowboys, but we know it can't be the Cowboys.
So it's the Lions.
That's the division. All right, suppose one. The rest of this division is in this row. So this is all AFC East right here. C2 is an AFC team. I don't think that gives us anything. I mean, that we can guess right now. What's this one? Tony Gonzalez's final touchdown happened with the team in F2 with the Falcons, right? He didn't play with the team at the Falcons City.
Say that again. I'm sorry. Someone walked in.
So it said Tony Gonzalez's final touchdown happened with the team in F2. He didn't play for them after the Falcons,
It was the Falcons, yes.
All right, Falcons G4 is the only public owned that's Packers.
Yes.
If you guys did not know, you guys can own the Packers right now if you want to. All California teams are in the same column in order of north to south. All right, so nothing in the AFC East. All right, I just wanted to make sure. Do we have any California teams yet?
Yeah, we named the Chargers and the Rams.
Okay, so it says, so where's that hint again? This one right here, G4 is so all California teams are in the same column. So we have Chargers and Rams. Is the Niners the only other team in California?
Las Vegas is not California, so I believe so.
All right, so just keep in mind that the Rams have to be one of these three right here.
You already got the Rams.
Not the Rams, I meant the Niners.
Yes.
Okay. No Texas teams. Then come on. Which one did we just do? We just said the Packers. Bill Belichick's head coaching teams are touching vertically. Giants not in row A, so that's not Giants. That means this has to be the. I don't know what was considered.
Does the Browns count?
The Browns will count, but this right here has to be either the Commanders or I don't know what they're going to be considered. Okay.
God.
Well, what's this team supposed to be?
I have no idea. I can't really read any of it. It kind of sucks.
It said the Giants are not in row A, okay. Right? And they said all of the Eagles' division opponents were all right. This is I don't know what this is doing, but it said all the division opponents. I don't know what that is, but all the division opponents, right? It said all division opponents were in the corners.
Yeah.
Of the Eagles. So I don't know why that gave us a no. Maybe we'll try it again some other time.
You got scammed.
Yeah, it looked like it. Maybe, I don't know. I thought it was supposed to be the Commanders. Maybe you guys know which team that was supposed to be. But that'll do it for this podcast. I don't think we have anything else.
Nope.
So do you have any final words?
I have nothing. Fuck Danny Ainge.
Yes, sir. And if you guys are here on YouTube, make sure you guys go ahead and leave a like and subscribe. If you guys are listening on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, make sure you guys go ahead and follow, leave a 5-star rating. In that case, we will catch you guys later.
See ya.